in my eyes, do I want to stay? If you thought you weren't made that way, it's the choices we make. We give and take, and I know you will keep trying. Said I think I know what you mean. Pretty good for a dumb machine. And you gave me that smile. We stood there for a while. That was when you woke me up. All this time I didn't know I had my heart on standby. That it is love that I am feeling inside. What it means to be a human.
All this time I've been a fool for not seeing you shine. I let my circus know you say you'll be mine.
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Baby. I want my 1,000 days, man. I want to stream for 1,000 days straight. I'm not giving it up just because I'm sick. It's not happening. I will not give up my 1,000-day stream. And 2,000 days. Let's keep it going, man. Let's do something people never thought could be possible. 3,000 days. Let's break records here, man. Let's get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Most streams in a row, or at least in the top 5 in the world. How many people stream 800 and some odd 50, 60 days straight without a day off, man? I don't know anybody else. Whatever. I'm not trying to, I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just stating the facts, man. Everyone always thinks when I get aggressive about my streak that I'm calling anybody out. I'm not. But I get to own that streak. I get to own it. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I'm sitting down. I usually stand up at the stand-up desk, but today I am sitting down because I can't stand up. I am so sick, it's ridiculous. And you know what it is? My dad dying. I sat in the hospital for days. No, it felt like for days, for 10 to 12 hours. Surrounded by all those people, right? That could have got me sick. Then I was shaking hands with everybody at the wake. That could have got me sick. And then my neighbors were coughing all over me inside my house. That could have got me sick. And then someone I knew also had, you know what? And he was recovering, and I was around him like towards the end. And so I think my body took such a hit when my dad passed, and, you know, pushing through the stream, and it just took me down, man. My body just couldn't take it anymore. If I didn't have an ibuprofen right now, which I usually never take for any reason, I would not be here. Like, it's impossible. My back is in so much pain, my ears, but who cares? No one wants to hear me complain. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's jump on into the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? And everybody wants to jump back into PEPE. They believe it's time. You know, you never know. I think it's good to hold like $1,000 worth, but you never know. So open up a short here. The short actually came up, came back down. You can see it's been playing games. The entry in the short was right here. All right. Then we bearishly retested right there. The bearish retest there. We came up. We came back to the downside. So the short should be in the money right now, slightly, not a lot. I always open up the trade very chinsily, very small. But let me see my futures trade that I opened when I was sick in the middle of it was like 4 in the morning when I did it. I don't even know. And I always try to go for like 3 to 5%, and I'm just working to see if I can do it hundreds of times. So I'm up 5%, $6 and 118, not a lot, but I'm at a 13x leverage short for Bitcoin. And we're going to talk about why I'm shorting the market and why I'm looking at what's happening. And I'm waiting to buy Bitcoin on the low. All right, on the low. Shout out to Bob, baby Bob, man. Bob doing damage. So look at this. I mean, at the end of the day, this was like it tried to get back inside this diagonal. Couldn't. You know what I mean? That just didn't look good. Kind of a shoulder, head, and shoulder, but I've been sure. I was saying, could we double bottom here? And now we're coming down with the pain, baby, with the pain. Bring the pain. The 1 hour time frame wants to dump on you. To me, I was waiting for this all freaking day, yesterday, all night, really. It was time. Like, come on, 1 hour. Like, how long were you going to sit there overbought on the stochastics before you took a dump? All right? And look, that's just getting started. That looks like we're going to head all the way down to the target here at 26,940. Highly likely. You know what I mean? Highly likely. So that's a bear flag yet again, and it's an M pattern. Like you're building the bearish confluence. Confluence is combined influence. When two things tell you something's going to happen at the same time, you know. And just like we're trading bullishly, right? You come up, you pump, you touch the 21, and then you pump some more. We would trade this bullishly, would we not? It's a bit of a double bottom. How many times we have traded something like this bullishly? Now we have to get back above the resistance. We can call it resistance, but it is the support, right? We break that support, we're going to head lower. So it's likely we're going to get to that target. And now we're in the money. Now we're even a little more in the money. All right. Ooh, what am I doing? That's when I was moving that. It keeps freaking windows open from last night. So now you're up 5.65%. You know, nothing to write home about. I'm not saying it's amazing. But we got $669 in equity. I've been attempting to get this 8K, $800 to 8,000. It's been a struggle for me. I've never traded leverage. It's super difficult for me personally. I make way more money trading spot. Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth it to trade leverage at all. But just that's me. That's, different strokes for different folks. So I'm attempting to continue. And I believe if I keep doing something, I will get good at it. So that's it. Many times I get up, but, then you over leverage in the night or something happens and, you can get hit. So just be careful when you're trading leverage. Like I see some people post like 200x gains, but like how much are you putting in the trade? Like to me, it's like, you know what I mean? Like if I showed you I was at 200x leverage, but I put $2 in the trade, like the liquidation would be there. And it really, for me, it wouldn't give me any rush, right? Like it would be no rush there for me. It's like, okay, I could turn $2 into $8, I guess it'd be kind of fun here and there. I did it with PEPE at like 177, but that was heavy duty because had that moved just a little bit, we would have been completely off, right? Like there could have been a place to get in. That's like a perfect entry there on the M pattern. But so here's the deal. Funny. Just reading the tweets of the day. They're so funny, man. And you know who always makes me laugh is Wendy O. Are you still diamond handing PEPE? She's just hilarious. You got it. She makes me laugh. Also spent some good time with her, and she always makes me laugh. So this coin Bambi just keeps kind of wanting to push up. People are stressing it, Bambi now available to purchase debit or credit card directly on the site straight to your wallet. That's pretty cool. That's pretty smart that they're doing that. Bambi Cash, right? What is this thing? Disney never told us Bambi was a D-Gen. So crazy with the fit. Oh my gosh. Bambi's got a little knife. Oh my goodness. Some tattoos. Oh my goodness. Half an ear bitten off. Wow. Bambi's just getting hit. That's crazy. Buy on Uniswap. Buy with a card. Bam on Twitter. And people are feeding for this puppy. You're seeing it a lot. I understand. It's too much. But what I want to do is I want to get that contract address and just see if it's worth even looking at. I have a bunch of other memes. I'm a Bob guy right now, so it's Bob versus Bambi. The bees, you know what I mean? Pepe still holding it down. Sui, I believe, needs to come on it. Pepe AI up 40. That's funny. Pepe AI up about 41%. Interesting. And then that VMPX. Right? Remember that VMPS that we got in 33 cents, and we got in at 3 cents, if you remember correctly. That's a 10x right there already on the move, right? So that's interesting how much that thing is going up. We got in on the live stream just the other day. Yeah, and I put $700 in. Right now it's $2,633 in 2 days. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Dang near a 4x holding us down, man. My guy is sick and still doing damage. Shout out to Crypto Bear. Not Bambi holding. So Bambi, I just want to see. I'm just curious. Let me be curious. up 93%. Bambi. It's kind of got a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. We'll look at it, though. We'll see what's going on. Where's that contract adricio? Oh, let's see. It's on. And then make sure it's the same one. Oops. See, isn't that weird? Went wrong. Back to homepage. So somehow that didn't, that's weird, right? And we'll look at Deck Screener. And we'll see what Deck Screener's saying about this Bambi contract. Also, we can put it into Token Sniffer, which is a probably good idea to do. But that's it. That looks just like it. I mean, it's moving. It is moving. Let's take a look. Had you got on yesterday, last couple days? Nice. 468% gain. Came back down, holding about a 286% gain. All right. So let's break it down. I mean, you have this beautiful trend line. Because I know you degens just can't help yourselves. And you got this trend line here. You're making what's called a symmetrical triangle. But what I do see inside of that is a head and shoulder pattern. That would have me a little weary, right? Just showing you what I see. Just like this, look, I mean, the cool thing about this is, look, it's patterns inside patterns, right? You have a shoulder, head, and a shoulder here. And look, that breaks to the downside. That breaks to the downside. Bang, right? And that's kind of where you were going to go. You broke down. This could continue to dump. You know what I mean? There's no guarantees that this isn't just a rug pull or something. People seem to like the team, and I don't know. I'm not spreading FUD. Who knows? Maybe it can get legs, all right? It is tight in this channel. If it breaks on out, it can get back to that all-time high and get above it. And we could see it about, what, 13,300. And right now it's sitting at about 750, so 7.5. So that could be almost a come up, right? I mean, that's almost 100% gainer, 79% gain. And where can you buy this thing? Only on Uniswap? Don't even have it on MEXC yet? Let's take a look. I'm really like a MEXC guy because MEXC just has the coins without the fees. So I'm not about chasing these coins, right? If they're not on the right exchange. Sometimes you got to buy them first. I get that, and then see where it goes. Bam, let's build the community up. Pepe. And then what I want to do is I want to look at Twitter. And if it's not trending like Pepe, you know what I mean? If it's not trending like Pepe, then I don't know what to say. Did I already put that tweet out? I want to see. Sometimes I forget to put the tweet out. Oh, there we go. Bitcoin, what do we drop? Why are we dropping like this? Episode 864. That's good enough, right? I was going to say live now. But I get it. So Shibarium Veracity Blaster 6 iPad Pro. The iPad Pro is amazing. I really do like the iPad Pro. I don't even want to look at the Golden Knights and the Oilers because I'm so upset about the Bruins. Maybe I'll come back to some, but, right now it's just not going to happen. Is the iPad Pro worth it? Yes, it is. I love that thing. It's amazing. I've been using the iPad Pro to do so many amazing things, and it's awesome. iPad, it's about to be available May 20. Wow, Final Cut Pro on iPad Pro. That's going to be pretty fast and easy. That's awesome. All right, I like that. I have an iPad Pro, and honestly, it's amazing. You can do so much with it. You really can. It's like a mini computer for trading. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So I have to say I give it a thumbs up, and I'm not always the biggest Apple supporter. Like my PC right now is a PC. All right, I'm not going for that because I want the most RAM. I want to be able to get in there and go underneath the hood, right? So Blaster 6, Ron DeSantis, Anyway, just see what's going on the day for the day. So Bitcoin, maybe there's a chance it can hold the zone here and not dump. Let's look at our 7-minute. Let's take a look at Bookmap, see what's happening. And honestly, the 7-minute is so pinned, but it doesn't really have a bearish div either, though, right? So what we're looking for is a bearish retest on the 7. So the 7's going to try to get back inside this pattern, all right? If it gets back in, hang out, right? It also could do this, and if it doesn't get back in, you're looking at a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, which would bearishly retest both the point of control and the bottom trend line. That would be a beautiful entry. I'm going to keep my short alive until the 1 hour resets. Short just doesn't look amazing. Even the 4 hour could take a nice turn to the downside here and take a nice dump down. All right. I'm being honest. It's sad to say, but right now I'm not bullish for Bitcoin. I'm a little bearish for Bitcoin. All right. And I don't have a lot of drawings here. Let me get rid of them because it's drawn on the 7-minute, on the 1 hour time frame. All right. If you draw something out, that's one thing to learn. If you draw something out really nice on the 1 hour, there's a chance it doesn't look the same on the other time frames. Like you won't get exactly the same lines on the 4 hour that you're going to get on the 1 hour. Okay. And that's why I always tell people too to pick your time frame that you're going to trade on. You know what I mean? Pick your time frame. I don't know why this always makes it wide for me, no matter what I've been doing. It's just really weird. Anyway, MACD always needs some movement. So look, you had a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. You got the massive dump to the downside. I mean, that's just what happened, right? Right off there. You even had this as a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and you dumped to the downside. So you had a shoulder, head, and you had a shoulder, head, and a shoulder there. You had a shoulder, head, and a shoulder there. All right. And then inside, you have two shoulders and a big head, too. It's just pretty interesting. I mean, you have a lot of bearish confluence there. That's just not great. All right. Until we can get ourselves somewhat inverted head and shoulder and break ourselves back up, it's likely we're going to continue to the downside. So we called out this bear flag right when we saw it. I believe Sunday morning. That was the entry of the short trade. I'll be honest, my family was here. We buried my father and my sisters, and I wasn't about trying to trade and be like all over. I really wanted to be there with my mother. And I did some updates for the group and stuff like that. But, if I'm not fully focused, I'm not going to be trading. Sometimes I kick myself, man, it would have been a great short. And I called it out, even on me. Like, I called it out and still didn't take it. But to me, I'm rather happy that someone else, sees what I got some insight for. And if that helps other people, it's really about my sacrifice and not about me winning every single trade. So there you go. So this looks like we could continue to the downside. The measured move takes you to 25,900. Not guaranteeing that could happen. We do see some bullish divergence here on the one. And can that hold us down? A lot of times it could be the one to hold us. You got the swing down to swing down. And you go to the 1 hour time frame and you have swing up to swing up. That's bullish divergence. You can map that to map that. And that definitely is a falling zone to the downside while you have another falling zone to the upside, right? The only thing is you couldn't get back above this previous local area, right? Look, bounce, resistance, bearish test, right? So you're either going to double bottom here in the next hour, 2 hours right here and show us signs that we can bounce back up, reset on the Stokes, or this is going to bearishly retest on the smaller time frame and continue to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Nice little buy-up zone there. 7 minute is looking all right. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what's happening with BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP, link in the description below, talks about basically how you can look at liquidity and see who's buying and selling, what the biggest orders are. Like PEPE wants to go back down to 19, and if Bitcoin rips to the downside, PEPE's going to follow it. Just trust me on that one. Shout out to Board Type Crow for the $10 super chat. May God bless you. Thank you for jumping on in. Today up and tomorrow down. You never know. Where are your awesome glasses? I do not know. Nasty dump to the dumps. It could be. And right now you're seeing a big order liquidity down here at 27,002. That suggests, and there's no real liquidity up here. I've seen them spoof, switch it, get rid of it, and put it up. But 80% of the time when we see liquidity down here, we go and get it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did end up down here to 27,200. And this reminds me, just like on Sunday, it was the same kind of scenario here. So at the end of the day, we're in a bear flag that you can, do we open it up even in a way? Yeah. No, we're in a bear flag that broke down, and it's likely we continue to the downside until they show us something different. Unless Bitcoin can get back above the zone, and we do see the shoulder, this head, and this shoulder, but we couldn't get back above this resistance. This is clear resistance for Bitcoin, and so you'd have to be like, well, can we get back above this resistance? If we can't, we're likely to fall down to this value area low here at about 26,009 and see what happens. All right. Shout out to God is Love, 528 Hertz, 777. God bless you. Thank you for that. New lighting? No, I mean, technically, yes, because I'm sitting down, and usually I'm standing up, so there's even more lighting all over me. Might actually give it a bit of structure, but I'm sitting down. Like, I'm actually sitting down. I'm never sitting down. I'm always at my stand-up desk standing up. But this puts the light on me more, so I guess you could see that there is better lighting, technically, because the one on top there isn't so high. Oh, man, I almost turned off the stream. Just checking. Hey, I'm a handsome guy there. Hey. Who's more handsome than me in crypto? You know what I mean? I'm just... No. What'd you say? All right, so this could continue to the downside. Are you talking to me? What'd you say? Vitalik? Vital? All right. Sorry about that. I hope you didn't see that. I always, your wife, someone said, you've been wearing them in your shorts. Sam Price, best looking face in crypto. I should be the face of crypto. You know what I mean? No, anyway, so we can see this go further down, and everybody loves me. I'm telling you right now. The ladies love me. The guys love me. Everybody loves me, man. So look, we're going to go all the way down here to about 25,911. That could definitely happen. Vitalik, cuter than you? Never. SPF, man. She sounds like a great wife. Oh, she's the best. She's the best. She's going to take care of me. Uniswap is moving. BitBoy supporting it. Check out my dude. Oh, yeah, Ben Coin. I saw that out this morning, and I was like, is this real? Is this thing real? It was called Ben Coin, right? And I was like, is this for real? Ben Coin? Up 6% on the short now, whatever. Nothing crazy. But and this is on MEXC. MEXC is the place to be. If you want to trade low fees, I'm just telling you, it's, you know, you do what you want, right? I'm never telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But if you want to jump on in where we jump on in, get some of the meme coins before everybody else, learn what's going on, trade the markets, feel cool because you're not going to pay a bunch of fees. I mean, MEXC is the place to be. And then you can join the trading group as well. I'd love to see you in the trading group. And what I do is every day I pin this so you can just get in real quick without having to think about it. I'm the same way. I'm at a live stream. I'm like, oh, I like what that guy's doing. And then I have to sit there and look for it. It doesn't happen. And we're doing a cool little trade to win here, 2,500 USDT. And look at the prize pool. All right, so this guy has now hit the minimum requirement. These two guys right here are already in line to get them goods. Up 300%, up 292%. I like what's going on here. The other people got to get the trades up to 40,000, but we got two people already banging on them right now, which is super cool to see. 10 more days left to see who can jump on in, and if you can keep it consistent and keep it going, you know, the top 5 are going to win. We're able to jump in on 500 USDT. So they didn't have to donate the $2,500 to the crew, right? But they did because we keep it moving, we keep trading it, we keep finding gems. Shout out to my team and everybody that used my link. That's super, super loyal, super awesome. And it lets me know that you are all lifers and you love the kid. And I love you. And I am a kid because I'll never grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. All right? You know what? The stream's making me feel better. Like, I felt horrible. Now that I'm streaming, I'm like in my pocket. I'm right where I need to be. And everything feels like it should be, right? So, again, they got more liquidity to 27,000. Very likely we head down there. I would not open up a long in between an order of 700, 597, and 600 BTC. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen, but it's very likely that we're going to drop to the downside. So come in here and trade with the lifers every single day, and you'll be able to figure out what we're doing, and then things will make sense. And I'm a simple trader. I use Fibonacci's. I use, you know, look at the tight moving averages. If you're in a downtrend and the moving averages get tight, you're likely to get a bit of a drop. If you're in an uptrend and the moving averages get tight, you're likely to get a move to the upside. So just understand how I use moving averages to understand. Look, here's the time to get in this short. Same idea was when the moving averages were tight. We're upside down. I want you to understand it because some people, they learn how to trade bullishly and they got to learn how to trade bearishly, right? And to do that, you just flip the chart upside down and be like, yeah, I would take that. I would have taken that bearish rectangle. I'd take this one too. So it makes it easier to say, yeah, I would trade that to the upside, right? And then you can go to short and boom. How many times have we traded this exact pattern to the upside? And doesn't mean it's going to happen. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. If you're wondering what these little doves are, my dad passed a week and a day ago now. It's crazy how time flies. I remember the Monday that I got the call from my mom. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. May 1st, the 1st of May, your dad's getting airlifted to the hospital. And you know what? I'm done crying. I've cried. I definitely did cry. I don't want people to think, people would keep messaging me, man, it's okay to cry, bro. Let it out, bro. You don't understand. Like, I believe in God so thoroughly. I'm already a spirit in the ether. Like, I'm already gone too. Like, this life is fleeting. You're in and you're out of it. Before you know it, 2 years are going to go by. We're going to be back where we need to be in the bull run. And, you know, I just want you to understand how fast time flies. A lot of younger people in my trading group, once you hit 40, you realize, man, years are like cupcakes, man, M&Ms. Like, they just, right? And remember, don't eat a lot of the chocolate now. Chocolate has been shown to have heavy metals in it. I want you guys to understand this. Yeah, so if you're having your little fix of chocolate and you think it's cool, lead and cadmium could be in your dark chocolate. Research has found that some dark chocolate bars could contain lead and cadmium, two heavy metals linked to a host of health problems in both children and adults. Consumer Reports recently conducted an investigation which found 28 dark chocolate bars containing lead and cadmium. Eating just an ounce would put an adult at the daily upper threshold recommended by public health officials in California. And this is like worldwide news. It's everywhere. It's being picked up by all sorts of people. And, you know, I'm all about my health. You know, I'm all about my health. So it's a shame that I'm also down. I'm also down a little bit today. So we went over Bitcoin. You can see that I'm obviously short. I put my money in a short. I may add to the short if we bearishly retest. However, there seems to be a lack of shorting liquidity as well. I also like to buy up some BTC whenever I get the chance on these lows. So I would go to spot. And today I'd probably like to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, but I'm going to do it in secciones, if that makes any sense to you. Sections. Turbo's been on the radar, and we talked about it possibly bouncing back to the upside. It did that off of that fib layer. We'll talk about that in a second. AIDOGE, which I got into. And I have a cool little Google sheet here of all the memes that I'm in, how much I got into them for, and, you know, how much I paid for, and what my expectations may be. And yeah, I think that's fun and interesting, right? So you go here, you go to BTC. And remember, the other day I was on Binance US, thought it was awesome. Had like $6 grand, wanted to buy Bitcoin, ended up overpaying. Like Bitcoin was 27.4, they charged me like 27.7. You know, they charged $250 on top. And then because I didn't use the trade function, which I should have, I used the buy bet button, they charged me like an extra $200 in fees or something. So when I looked at the math, I spent $500 over spot. And I was pretty annoyed with that. And had I just sent the US Tether, bought the US Tether on Coinbase or whatever and sent it over to MEXC, I would have been able to pay 0 spot fees for my Bitcoin. All right. And so look, there's like $800 and 8,000 there. I'm going to just kind of chip away. We're going to buy a little more Bitcoin every single day. And you know me, I'm going for a certain amount of Bitcoin. I don't really care. And I own like a lot of cryptos. I just want to make that clear. Everyone's like, all he does is buy Bitcoin, and just not true. I buy all sorts of little coins all the time. You know, I have bags on bags on bags. And during the weekly screen share, I'm going to go over all the bags that I have and talk about why I got into certain coins and what I'm looking at. All right, just to make it clear. All right, and there's an order there for BTC. We gobbled that up. We got some more Bitcoin. You can see a bunch of open positions too, which is weird. Why do I have 31 open positions? Like, that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I got Mong. Oh, they're just showing ones that are, like, actually open that I haven't closed yet. But, like, I don't have any, like, sell orders. Like, these are just, like, I'm slowly buying GMX. Don't really care about the price. I'm slowly building my bags for 2 years from now. You know what I mean? That's the key. That's the key. One thing that's been ripping is the MEXC token, which has been interesting, right? So now we look at the smaller time frames and we look like, are we going to continue to dump? Wow, there's a bullish divergence there on the 1 minute time frame saying, hey, we're going to get a bounce. Bullish divergence only gets you so far. It gets you to the next resistance. So we'll see if this can come up and we don't get back above it. We're just really making another bear flag. And, you know, that bear flag can just continue to dump us to the downside. There is a chance we bottom here, right? It's a bit of a kind of 1, 2. It's almost a triple bottom if you see that. But that's a giant M pattern too. You see that as an M? And that could break us even further low. So I'm going to stay short until we can get back up in here. If that's the case, I'll close the short at basically break even. And then I'll look maybe possibly the long. So I'm open-minded at all times. I can flip long, flip short, depending on what I see. And that's the skill. That's the key. To not be so caught up in the moment every single time you're trading. To be able to make a move regardless. Remember, irregardless is not a word. All right? Just I want to make that clear. People say irregardless, but irregardless is not a word. You just say regardless. That's all you got to say. So we talked about this getting in. It never hit the stop loss. It's still tight in the channel. It's got an inverted head and shoulder. This may be the only coin that I'm seeing today that could actually make some moves. HIBAYC, because it's attached to the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, right? That's a 212 and 22% gain, too, that could be coming out of HIBAYC. So that's on the radar. Not seeing a lot today. Today's not amazing. Good day for me to be sick and just kind of tune out a little bit and take some time for my body to heal. And that's the key. Like, you know, you've seen me day in and day out over and over and over again, right? I want to see if Bitcoin could bounce. I want to see if this can be the head and then the right shoulder of Phantom 3L. We see a massive bullish divergence here on the 4-hour time frame, which suggests that we could get a move. But again, it's high risk, high reward today. And everyone's kind of looking at the BRC20 tokens. I mean, if you know what's up, right? Not everybody, but the insiders, right? And we're back to about $1 billion in cumulative market cap, right? And look, it's up. There it is, up 32 cents. And we got into this thing like super, because look, you could do the math on it. I got 7,980 divided by like 786. So look, hold on. 786 divided by 7,986. Yeah, so I paid about 9 cents for this puppy, maybe a little less or more, and it's 32 cents already. I mean, that's awesome. It's up a 3.5x on 700 bones, and these are the kind of coins that can really do 1,000x or 100x. They can really change your life. And so I was able to mint this. I got the inside scoop on this. This is Jack Levine, who did Zen token. And I told everyone in my trading group all about it. Said, hey, this thing is hot. I'm looking at this thing. Market cap's 34 million and counting, and people want in. And we minted this. The cool thing about it is you can mint them. Now, Ethereum, all the VCs get in, and they get a bunch of coins before everybody else, and they're on the low, and then they dump on everybody. But you can't do this in VMPX because there's only a certain amount of mints per wallet. And also with Bitcoin being bogged down, like it was hard for a lot of people to get a lot. Like everyone was doing it themselves. So it's a more fair use case. It's a fairer distribution. And so you have more likelihood of getting to that 100x, right? And so there's actually a method to my madness here while I'm doing the BRC20 token. So, and I like to do things when nobody else is doing it. I like to be on the forefront of this stuff and get busy. So there you have it. And you're like, well, where is it? It's in my Unisat wallet. And I'm seeing if I actually can get into the wallet. You know what I mean? Unexpected unknown error. There's always something going on, right? Unexpected token doc type. Oh no, here we go. Validate. I don't know what's going on there. They were there yesterday. You know what I mean? So history. The account has no transactions. That's no good. This wallet goes down too a little bit, so it might be. Oh, let me go to unisat.io. I actually have to go to the site and connect. I forgot about that. So they're under maintenance right now, but I don't worry. I take a deep breath. It's okay. I didn't want to sell this at least for like 6 to 7 months, or at least 4 to 5 months. I want to see what happens with it, so we'll go from there. You can see liquidity bouncing away from the zone, but I feel like they're just going to try to creep up before they bring us down, but you never know. I could be 100% wrong. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I always try to tell people I have no clue where Bitcoin's going to go. I just trade the probabilities, and that is it. All right? All right. Okay, let's go back to Deck Screener and that Bambi. And so just one thing to think about that people, I'm a technical analyst guy, and that is definitely a head and shoulder pattern that could break us to the downside. Then what I would do is I pull a Fibonacci on this and see if there's any confluence in this idea. Possibly down to the 618. Does it go all the way back down? No, but the 618 looks like a pretty decent place to think about a pullback possibly. And that's definitely a head and shoulder pattern. Yeah, Pepe is still trending on Twitter, which is interesting to me. That tells me that it has legs, right? 3.98 million tweets on Pepe still. Hey, that's interesting. We're going to take a look at Pepe because that's like what everyone wants to know. They want to know what's up with Pepe. Do you realize we are currently 100x away from Pepe Coin ETH and have only 77 holders? Come on, man. And now there's the BNB token. There's just so many. People are confused because there's Pepe Coin, which is not Pepe. I want to make that really clear. All right. Slum Doge Millionaire. Yeah, you got 100,000 to invest in one coin right now. Which one would it be, Doge or Pepe? Pepe just outpacing anyone. Pepe is the most superior meme coin. Trending Pepe. The trend is there to stay. Here to stay is really what you should be saying, right? And can it make the move to the upside? Are we seeing something like this? I smell a Pepe breakout today. A lot of people are getting happy. That's pretty cool. He's holding a little Pepe frog. Good morning, Pepe. Say it back. Good morning, Pepe. You'll soon be able to buy and sell NFTs on OpenSea with Pepe. That's pretty cool to know. That's going to pump the price up too. Anyway, just be careful. These meme coins could catch you caught out there if you don't know what you're doing. All right. We sold 37.38 live on Wendy's show. I decided I was sitting with a bunch of traders. We were talking about the reality of life. And I said, you know what? Then I pulled the Fibonacci and suggested that we would come all the way back down to the 1617 level. And we went to a low of about 1586, right? And so a lot of people said, no, we're not going to go that low. We're going to go to 23. But I just pull fibs. And the fib from the impulse to the top said we were going back down to the 618, maybe into the 706. And we wicked right there. So if you're my trading group, you would have seen this. And honestly, I'm still calling for a lower low. This looks like you're in a rising wedge. If Bitcoin tanks, you're gonna move down with Bitcoin. And that could bring us down to that 706 level. And we'd be looking at a 1366 Pepe. That'd also be the previous resistance point right there. And we would bounce off that area. I've done this many, many times in my life to the point of no return. Whenever I show you something, I like to show you a real world use case. And my mind has like a photographic memory. I can remember where I did all these things before or more recent so I can help you. That's what makes me a good teacher, because I can see things that other people aren't paying attention to. So for instance, what I talk about is this, like we had the huge impulse. This is just like Pepe. And so what I'll do is, look, I'll take a fractal of this on the bars pattern, okay? And we'll show you kind of what's going on. That'll be fun, right? And then what we could do is we can copy this. We can head on back to Pepe, all right? We can paste this, and we can kind of just show you like what happens. Like it's very similar. Like they do the same type of stuff. Now there's a chance we come down to the 618, we wick, and then Pepe does moon to the upside. Just because I'm throwing a fractal on here doesn't mean that's going to happen. All right, I want to make that really clear. But it does suggest that I've done this many, many times in my life, and it's played out. So here, I drew a fib, right? And I knew that once we got back to the 618, it was a good place to jump on in. Then we had this other impulse here. And so I could delete that, hit Alt F, and I would take it from like this impulse to that impulse from the point of control. And you can see we came right to the golden pocket yet again, the 0.65 and the 0.618. I can't make this stuff up. So there was a perfect entry. There was a perfect entry, right? And remember, I waited for CASP to get lower than my buy. I kept waiting and waiting. And I didn't buy in yet, with all my new, my new money there. So I waited and waited diligently on the 3-day. And so I did the same thing here. Casper got huge. Everyone had their like FOMO moment. And I just chilled out and said, we're going to come down to the 618. I went to the 3-day chart and suggested that 3 day is going to revisit this yellow, the 21-day moving average. Whenever price gets away from there, and you can see me, I've put this out like a long time ago. And now it's time. I can start scooping it up. I sold it I got in super early at 13. Sold it at 27, 28 in this big wick. Came up, went up a little more to 43. I remember saying to my wife, man, I missed it. How did I miss that? And she said, nah, keep it cool. Like, you know what you're doing. And I said, you're right. I'm going to keep it cool and not use FOMO. And then I drew the fib and said, no, you're going to come back down. So what I'm showing you on PEPE, I just showed you 3 times in a row on CASPA. And so we could be right here for PEPE, right? With way more to come. I'm just putting that out there. So I'm not a bull. I'm not a bear. I'm just showing you what I see in the markets every single day. And then you can make your decision whether you're cool with that, whether that's something you agree with, and go from there. Shout out to the beautiful souls in the live. 629 people, 256 likes, $33 in chat revenue. May I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Who wants to hear Crypto Lifers say, let's get ready to rumble? Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Stephen Curry back to pass. All the way from downtown. There you go. All right. There you go. And look, now they're liquidating the shorts regardless. It doesn't matter, but there's just not a lot of liquidity up there, but maybe we pump. The charts have been kind of funky recently because people have been buying Bitcoin to get into ordinals. So when Bitcoin's flat, you still have people buying, but then you have people selling too, so it's interesting. Just bought a big bag of Solana. Wish me luck. Hey, shout out to Ryan Coburn. Curry failed me last night. It's all right. It's all right. You were betting hard on stake, I'm guessing? You're funny. No opinions, just a need to hold the fist R on Rumble a little longer, but awesome. Let's get ready to rumble. All right. How dare you talk to me like that when I'm sick? Who's Stephen Curry, right? Jason Tatum all day, man. What? Steve what? No, I think he's amazing. I really do. I agree. He's great, man. When anyone's great, I recognize greatness. He's awesome. So the 3-day chart's finally coming back down. And what we want to see is a hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day chart. And that's going to be a swing up to swing up. And to me, this whole area would be my area to reallocate back into CASPA. I love the project. I'm happy I'm getting it lower than I sold it at. But it took me you can't believe the patience I have as a man, right? 36 days of me just waiting while everyone was like, oh, it's going up higher. And I was like, no. I'm going to trade the 3-day and the 3-day only while everything else does its thing. And now you have falling volume and falling price suggests that we will get a move back to the upside. It's only a matter of time. Standing barefoot in the grass, baby. Shout out to After Hours Investing. God bless you, brother. Every day is a learning experience. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Jeremy Kincaid, my man. Can you peek at Uma? Thanks. Send in a super chat for TA and deep dives, man. Don't try to get a freebie on me. I'd appreciate that if you can. My plan is to ride the PEPE 1-hour SRI down. Look for the best long entry point in that process. Amen. No one can be for certain, Jennifer, but there is a shifted power with currencies that are happening as we speak, meaning fiat is dying, and a lot of governments are getting into cryptocurrency. Hey, Bitcoin is going to replace Texas. I saw Texas, right? They made gold and silver legal tender, I believe. Texas gold and silver are legally considered currency and cannot be taxed when purchased in the state. However, capital gains tax still applies if you choose to sell your gold or silver coins or bars. Be wary. Texas would establish a gold and silver as legal tender. That was a while back, but I saw some news about that. Maybe they've been doing that for a long time, but that's key insight, right? That's the thing to do. Remember, I keep talking about hydrogen patterns. That's something I would definitely look into too. All right. So we're going to have a digital currency built on Texas gold. Here's what's being processed. A Texas Senate committee considered a proposal Monday that could give Texans the ability to purchase everyday goods with new digital currency backed by Texas Gold. Establish a new gold and silver-based digital currency through the Office of the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts. Back each unit issued direct. See, this is the states pushing back against the federal government, right? We used to have colonial script. This wasn't the case, you know? And they're going to come out with the CBDC. We're getting ready. The people need to get ready. They're going to try to force us. The big banking systems are going to try to force us in, all right? As they short squeeze everybody here. Look at that, to 27,590. But to me, I just don't believe there's enough shorts up there to take the price down. And we still have more people wanting to buy Bitcoin. But again, the ordinal buying might create a little pump there for Bitcoin. So I may be completely wrong on my short. What I like to do is speculate and get in at the right time. That's kind of what I'm really good at. That's, you know, buying things on the, like I got into Pepe coin at like 3 and 4. It's still holding a 5x from one of my lowest buys, right? You see what I'm saying? But I sold all of it at 37, 38 because I knew that I was going to lose half of what I had, and why not just boatload back in with more money? So now I'm waiting for the best time, patiently. Wait for it to break out, like for a retest. Like, I don't always just go for the gusto. Isn't that weird how even this like resembles itself? Let me show you what I mean. Like you can honestly see like the head, then there's that right shoulder, and then when we open this up, it really kind of matches that, because price action can only go so many ways, and you'd be surprised how many times it rhymes, right? They don't repeat, but they rhyme for sure. And that this is CAS, man. I mean, this is the CAS fractal sitting on Pepe, so that should kind of blow your mind a little bit. 646 people who got like who just like can't take it, like they're screaming inside their panty. I can't say that, but they're freaking out right now over this fractal. Like this is making them like high, like they're like wow, like. No, because I like stuff like this, you know, fractals and comparisons and looking at things. If I was on a YouTube channel right now seeing a guy do that, I think it would get me amped. I'd be like, wow, that's cool. Anyway, that's just me though. I don't know. Wow, man, they just took AGIX all the way back to 20. It was in a bubble, man. It got pumped all the way to the upside. I was buying it at 30, so I'm down a little bit on my long-term holds, but I believe this is going to be a place to jump on into AGIX. Looks like it could continue down even lower. This thing's in the golden pocket, Fibonacci 706 level 2, after getting absolutely hammered. And the 3-day and the 2-day chart are just like so low. But you'd be surprised how fast this thing could bounce back to the upside. So that's another thing that I'm going to gobble up a little bit. These are long-term holds for me. I'm going to be holding on to AGIX for at least 2 years. So I don't stress it. I actually want to kind of balance out my buys now by just taking nibbles of AGIX, right? So I'll buy about $500 at AGIX right here. Just continue to nibble. Oop, look at that. Happens all the time. You'll change the price action, and what it will do is it'll up the ante of what you want to buy. So just be careful. That happens to me a few times with Bitcoin. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was like, hey, one day I was supposed to buy $300 and I bought $3,000 worth of Bitcoin. Now I'm still happy I did it. I got the Bitcoin, but you know, this is a giant cup and handle, right? And who would have thought we would come all the way back down here and revisit the previous resistance point for the high? This could be AGX back to 81 cents. Somewhere, in like July or August, possibly, maybe even a little further out. But I believe this is going to be a big coin in the long run, and I'm definitely watching it play out over time. All right, 2 years though, 2 years. That's going to be a big hold. Remember, I was in CFX and I had like $3,000 in it. Once we kind of came here, I sold it off. I said I don't really like what it's doing. Thank gosh I did. I broke even basically with like $100 loss, and then they continued to slump. All coins have been getting hammered. They really have been. It has not been easy. I've been looking at long-term bags and just getting excited about building a bag when no one's paying attention. That's how I've realized to do it. When the masses aren't looking at something, that's when I want to be looking at it and getting down. All right. Now, this could also go lower, right? Somewhere down into the 618 Fibonacci level. So Bitcoin really struggling with the resistance at 27,600. We're going to take a look at that again one more time. So you can just see how I'm like nice and calmly building bags, waiting for 618s, hanging out, doing the right thing. I'm not forcing anything. It doesn't have to happen, right? A lot of altcoins just got absolutely sold off to the downside. Been a tough couple of weeks to trade. Altcoins bleeded out like you wouldn't believe. And it hasn't been like, oh, alt season. I mean, without Pepe, there would have been no real action, to be honest. Like, Pepe really garnered the action, got us kind of moving here. Without Pepe, the last few weeks wouldn't have been so fun. They would have been a little dry, I'll be honest. So God bless Pepe for coming in there and just doing damage and, giving us some hope to make money in the markets, right? So I was happy about that. And we're going to look at, it's kind of meme season right now. Like the hottest things are memes. This is likely to eventually pump up to the 200 SMA in some time. Clover Finance, it's super low. It's getting a bit of a double bottom here. Doesn't mean that will guarantee to happen, but whenever these get really tight and you're at the bottom, you eventually do pump back up to the 200 SMA. I own some deeper network in the long term. It's supposed to be a lot cooler of a project than it really is. You know, it had a nice premise. It made sense. It's double bottoming here too in a falling wedge. So like, let's take a look at total 2. The altcoins are getting absolutely demolished. You know, we're going to look at total 2 and Bitcoin dominance. All right. That's what's hard about trading altcoins. Either they're getting smashed or they're not, right? So altcoins, they're in an Adam and Eve double bottom here on the 3-day. And they say, hey, they could pump up pretty nicely as long as we just kind of hold this zone. So maybe we go up and down before we kind of eventually move. But this says, hey, in the next couple weeks, we could see a resurgence in the altcoins, back up 35% in the total market cap. And that would bring us to this, you know, maybe these wicks here at about $865 billion. So I do see an Adam and Eve double bottom. Many a time it pumps to the upside. The 3-day chart suggests with lack of bearish momentum. So it's not all bad. And this is total 2, the market cap of all altcoins excluding Bitcoin. Then you can do the total 3, which is all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then you got total, which is all of the altcoins, right? You got DeFi. So we've been looking at total 3 too. This is all the alts, and we kind of still see the shoulder head and a shoulder still holding the zone, but it's a symmetrical triangle. And we broke below the point of control. There's just not a lot of people willing to kind of like, yeah, bring the price down, you know? And when we get these tight moving averages, we tend to pump up to the 200 SMA. Wouldn't be surprised if altcoins just go sideways, and we may have bottomed. And I talked about the fact that altcoins could have bottomed on the weekly chart here because there's your major swing low. And you definitely have weekly bullish divergence, which we haven't seen on a lot of coins recently. You know, we haven't seen this big on the total market cap. That tells you that was probably your bottom at 274. We may just go sideways and play games, all right? And I still see this as an inverted head and shoulder. So the altcoins don't look too bad. You know, this may be this looks like I always learn the time to buy when everyone thinks it's going lower, right? And when people are freaking out. Let's look at our fear and greed index. We want to see if that's gotten a little higher too as well. It's at about a 51. It was at 60, back to neutral. I would love it if it could get into here and we can get to that 26, 25. If that can happen, that's going to be a pretty big, nice move. I like to buy Bitcoin in the fear. I think we bought them. If so, not a bad time to buy. I don't want to say I think. We'll just kind of go one step at a time. Don't say I think, I believe. All that stuff is kind of garbage. We'll just look at what the charts convey. March is holding extremely strong. A bit late now, though. Who would have known a meme from 4chan would pump, right? I think CNC Ireland have come in the Discord and didn't even get the message about a class. Shout out to Crypto Moon Channel. I don't want to say anything, but we're all here for you, man. Take a deep breath, right? Take a deep breath. My dad passed away last week. Maybe there's some miscommunication. Just take a deep breath, okay? And don't call people out. Check out the weekly screen share channel. Yeah, every single time we have a weekly screen share. We have a lot to talk about. We go over a lot, all right? I think Capital will be right in 10K incoming. You think? I love that. You think Capital will be right. He disappeared, man. He disappeared. Hey, the thing is, what I tell everybody is I go over Bitcoin every single day, every 5 hours. So if Bitcoin can't get back above, let's talk about this. Point of the story is because I go over Bitcoin every 5 hours, I'm going to know before Capital. All right. I'm just making that really clear because we're going to lose levels that we can't hold. And then once we can't, you know what I mean? So look, like we'll go to BTC USDT on KuCoin. And I'm just going to explain to you why we're so accurate here on the channel. All right. And it's simply just due to being consistent. Like we're always here. All right. Now remember, the 50 just crossed on the 2-day. Doesn't mean it's amazing, but now you're getting crosses on the bigger time frames. That's a pretty good sign. You go to the 3-day chart and you're also getting the 21 crossing, right? Coming up for the 200, which front runs the golden cross. And I've been saying that it's likely Bitcoin gets back up to here. This is the cup and handle that everybody is kind of waiting on for the bigger pump. So yeah, we could go to 10K. I'm open-minded, but we'd have to lose 25 first, right? Which I'll be here on a live stream one day, and then I'll see a bear flag, and then I'll draw the flag, and I'll say, oh, that can go even lower. Then we'll get here to 19, and I'll say, hey, maybe there's a chance we go to 16. And then we'll make a bearish retest of this area, and I'll be talking about it, and I'll draw 10K. So I just want that to be super clear. Like, you don't have to listen to these long-term predictions. You just have to show up every day. If you show up every day and you join my trading group and you get my updates throughout the day, which is every 5 hours for Bitcoin, you're going to know what's going down. It's simple. And we're going to be about 80 to 80, people ask people, we're about 80%, I think a little more accurately on Bitcoin. So because we do it every day, we're more accurate. And because we're more accurate, you're going to know what's happening. Like, you're going to know if we lose this level, and then I'm going to talk about how we have to challenge 21,045. And if we lose that, and then once we're down there, I'm going to be like, oh, we're in the bearish flag there, and then here's our measured move, and it says we could get lower, and there's a 68% chance we go down to 14K. So, like, I'm going to know before, these long-term just random saying this stuff and that stuff. Like, I'm going to know. So just don't worry. As long as you're with me, I'm not taking days off, so we're going to be prepared. We're not going to be blindsided by Bitcoin to 10K. We're going to be able to see the bear flag. We're going to see, like, this is a beautiful flag. This could be a beautiful cup and handle. I see the 50 coming. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin based on this. One more bank collapses, you're going to see Bitcoin take a massive move to the upside. So just remember that. While everyone's fudding you right now and getting in your head, I would take a deep breath. And whoever does it, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing as I say you should be taking as financial advice, but I'm going to keep buying a little bit of Bitcoin here and there. And, and if it goes down to 10K, I'll buy 3 Bitcoins. You know what I mean? I'm not shy. Sam, please take a look at Router Protocol. Route. Thank you. Shout out to Mark with the $4.99. The Bombo. I know a lot of chart watchers, unlike Crypto Lifer, who say they know. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I have no clue. I have no idea. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I like to say it every single day. That way, when people try to call me out tomorrow, like, you said it was going up. Nah. I'm like, well, I didn't say that. I said I didn't know. All I said was the charts convey that we could go up. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. You know what I mean? Don't worry, be happy. Exactly. How about the move more sideways action until the Fed says they are pushing rates? I don't believe they're going to be able to push the rates because they're going to have to print money this June, even the debt ceiling. And when they have to print money to kind of fulfill the debt ceiling, how do they raise rates? So if you know the debt ceiling coming, then you know that Bitcoin's likely to pump. Pretty obvious to me, but again, not obvious to everybody else. I can understand the macro events of the world, and I'm pretty calm and collected about it. But again, I'm not saying I know it all. But I did call the bounce on the S&P back in October and said it wouldn't go that was going to be our bottom. I did call this bottom here, and I also showed you that this is hidden, a 3-day bullish divergence, and we went over this on my channel and how unique 3-day bullish divergence is and how you never really see it. Also, something I see all the time, and this is like a known pattern that happens a lot. You get the shoulder, you get the head, you get the shoulder, you bounce up, and you usually retest the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern, which you're doing, and then get a bounce back to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised if we gap through here, and we did get back up to about 43,464. But again, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Once we get above this area, we are golden. What's bearish? What's our bearish scenario? Well, we're below the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame, and that's no good. I always tell everybody, look, it's simple. Shorting and longing is very simple. You close a 4-hour candle below this 200 SMA, you open a short right here with a stop loss on the other side, you get paid. You see that this comes down, right there. You open a short with a stop loss on the other side, you get paid. It comes down below here, you open a short with a stop loss on the other side, you get paid. Here you open up a short with a stop loss on the other side, you get paid. Is everybody listening, or are they just kind of mumbling around? So look, they think I'm mumbling around. Here you open up a short here below with a stop loss on the other side of 200 SMA, you get paid. So it's very simple. All you have to do is wait for the 4-hour to get below the 200 SMA right there, open up a short and get paid. So this is simple stuff. I don't try to make it more complex than it needs to be, because people are trying to learn this stuff and they've got jobs and lives and they're and look, you're also in a pattern, top of the pattern, bottom, top of the pattern. You're likely to come here down to the bottom of the pattern. That's just what happens. You also lost the value area high, the POC right here. And when you do that, you're coming to these notches. So it's very likely we're going to see 24,003. Also, I talked about the weekly chart, and I showed you that the weekly support wasn't where everybody thought it was, which was 25.2. It was actually lower than that. It's right there at about 24,386. So when we go to that area and everyone's looking at me crazy, I'm going to say, well, you should have seen it because that's the weekly, and the weekly has a big area. And that coincides, if that breaks down a little, we can go back down to the 618 at 21,000. So these are, pretty obvious things to me, but most people don't see them. Now, there's a chance we hold the zone and we don't go lower, but we'll look for a bearish retest at that point, and we're going to take it one step at a time. So you don't have to know where price is going. You just have to be able to watch Bitcoin every 5 to 7 hours, keep alerts, and be privy to what's going on, and you're going to figure out what's happening to Bitcoin. You don't have, you know what I mean? That's why I always laughed at anyone that, that's why I'm consistent. That's why I show up every day, because as long as I'm consistent, we really can't be beat as a trading group and as lifers. So as long as I'm consistent, we can't be beat as traders and lifers, because we're going to be most accurate crew in the game, because this is what we do. All right. This is what we do. So there you have it. Right. 21,006, or do we come down to 24,000? Right. And there would be a high volume node there too, which could kind of hold us down, and we could gap back up. But that's a cup and handle. And I'm not guaranteeing that's going to happen. I'm just breaking it down for you so you can see. Super chats: Bob, Ben on Uniswap, Turbo, Rose, and Route. So Ben coin, which is funny. Why not, right? Ben for wrapped ETH. Wow, this thing mooned, right? I heard about it this morning. Had I jumped in this morning, I saw it about here at 4 in the morning. And I was like, is that for real? I couldn't tell if it was for real or not, but now I'm getting confirmation. The Ben coin, which is based off Ben Armstrong. 700% gains right there, about 113% gains right now, and continuing. Now, I have so many meme coins. I'm like, do I just keep buying memes? You'd be surprised. You can lose a lot of money trading memes, because what you do is you'll buy 10 of them for $200. That's $2,000. And then next thing you know, only a few, I just tell people to be wary, be cautious, be careful. Ooh, I didn't want that. So, I mean, wow, since Ben came out on May 8th, yesterday, this thing is mooning now. Have we just jumped into Ben? I wonder if Ben got his own coin for 10x. Pretty awesome. Where's the liquidity, though? Let's see what the liquidity looks like. 20,000 transactions, volume 80 million. That's pretty big volume. That ain't bad. Interesting. Ben, and a lot of people buying Ben right now. $500, 318, 156.91. This guy bought 10 grand worth of Ben right now. That's got to be Ben, right? If you think about it, at 1102, just bought 10 grand of Ben. Who here is buying 10 grand of Ben? This dude sold 7 grand. So these people are making out like a Ben. Wow, sell 27,000. Oh, so someone's on the in on this thing. Look at that. Sell 8,000. Someone's unloading on this. Sell 13,000. Wow. And you can see, you try to track it, 7D33 transaction, right? The maker is OFDE, and you're like, where did he buy? Right? Wow, there's some big buyers. $27,000 of Ben coin, 5 grand, 6 grand, 1,800 bucks. People would be getting paid, and they got in at let's see what price they got in at, 1209. It's only at 13. Also, a lot of people jumping on into this. There's a lot of money in this thing. Pretty crazy. It just might do it. It just might do it. Look, this guy buys 50 grand worth of Ben. That's insanity. $29,000 worth of Ben. They sold off. So people got in at the lows and already made some money. I like to track all those different ideas. Lifer, only make this handle to communicate and to say you change more lives than you know. I'm normally a silent watcher. You're probably in the top 5 online minimum. Keeping it 100, man. Hey, mate, how you doing? Had to see OBT by 1 click. It's moving quite fast. Can you review it? Yes and no. I guess because I'm not feeling well, I'll take a look. OB token. Looks like it got rugged, man. I don't know. Wow, that's loud. I don't know. 4.9 thousand in volume. I'm out. Don't do this to me. Don't do that ever again. You'll be removed from the channel. I'm serious. Don't play with me. It's not funny. Anyway, TikTok, next block. Follow me. We're going to Bitcoin Miami if I can, get my legs back. But $949. If you click on this, you will get 10% off the Bitcoin Miami. Jump on it. It's going to be RFK. There's going to be John Henry. There's going to be so many different people out there jumping on in. I'm going to be excited to see that at Bitcoin Miami. I fell into the meme trap in 2021 and I couldn't get away from them for months. I ended up losing everything on PancakeSwap. I thought they would never come down. Greed is real, folks. Oh yeah, for sure. Feel better and peeps, don't sleep on the BRC20 market. Amen. 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 Let's take a look at our baby Bob, which has been doing all right. I'm into Bob. I got some Bob. Bob knows everything. Bob handles every situation, right? Bob's just continuing to go up to the upside. We'll take a look at Bob right now. And where did I buy Bob? I bought Bob on MEXC. All right, so we'll show you here, BOB. So I hope you can kind of get a feel of what's happening for Bitcoin today. I hope I didn't give you too many mixed signals, right? So Bob came all the way back down. I started buying it on the lows. And this thing is in a shoulder, head and shoulder. Can it get back above the zone? Take a look at the 15-minute. And the 15-minute looks like we could get a bit of a move here for Bob. 30-minute chart. The 7-minute could get some legs. 7-minute just got back above the 200 SMA. That's usually when a long can happen. We have a shoulder, head, and a shoulder there. And a little bit of a flag for Bob. But, you know, it doesn't look amazing. But as a gap in the VRVP, we could see Bob get back up to here. All right. And this is just a long, you know, I'll hold it for a couple weeks, see what happens. Bob actually does something. Do you use Nord? How do you like it? Yeah, Nord's great, man. Jump on in. Cassandra Regalo, Nord is a quality product. Yeah, we like it. I've been using it for like 3 to 4 years. I fell into the meme coins. Yeah, Bob, Turbo. Let's look at our baby Turbo. I was looking at that, drawing it. I didn't get into Turbo yet, just in my defense. Wow, I wish I did. 7-minute chart had a nice pump back to the upside. From the lows to the highs of 179%. That's awesome. I drew this fib and we were standing right here on the 786. I'm like, wow. Then we went to the 886. That was like a perfect entry. And wow, Turbo has been doing some damage, right? And back above the point of control. Could Turbo continue to move? It could. It could. I lost my fastball today, though. I'm like just a little off. But I was thinking things that my dad used to say. Whenever I'd meet someone or he met someone, you know how he would judge the person? You know, thou shalt not judge, but that, you know, how he would determine whether he would like that person to be a long-term friend. He would always say to me, would you ever bring that, would you want to bring that person on a deserted island? And you think about it, someone on a deserted island, do you want someone innovative and quick, someone that can make fast decisions, right? Someone that can find another food source than you're thinking, someone that's just thinking differently than you, making knives out of stones, you know, cutting through coconuts, just, you know, so whenever I see somebody, I ask myself, would I be able to be on a deserted island with that person? You know, do they have what it takes to push all the way to the upside, right? And that's like, I guess it's a harsh way to look at it, but that's just kind of how my dad did it. You know what I mean? Just something funny about my dad that he always used to say. I don't know where he got it. Maybe his dad or someone else, but he's like, or he'd say, I never want to be on a deserted island with that guy. You know what I mean? It's funny. But he's an iron worker, man. He came from hardworking guys that had solutions to each other's issues, made sure they came home safe every night. It's very similar like being in war when you're up there on the iron. So he didn't take things lightly at all. So Turbo could continue to the upside here, looking pretty nice considering the rest of the market's kind of slop city, right? You can feel it. The market's a little you know. May isn't not always the best month. Look, sell in May and go away. So far, it's been 100% accurate. We'll see, though. It's not always the case. It's not always the case. But Turbo could continue another 78% gains. I'd be very wary of it and be careful, though. 691 people on the live, 353 likes. May I get the likes of the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. It's your enemy. You can use them for food. You're funny. Wilson, right? Sam, could you please go over unstoppable domains and exactly how they work and are used? Please and thank you, sir. You know, I bought a bunch and I just haven't looked at them too much, you know, so I don't really know, you know. All I don't know is they have a .eth to them. I bought Samuel J. Price. I bought Crypto Lifer. I own both of them. But I haven't been on the site in so long, you know, that I kind of forget, like. I just, one my thing is, I'm not going to say why, but it is what it is, yeah. Become part of the future with an unstoppable domain. Yeah, I own 2 of these, and I haven't looked at them in 2 years. I have no clue what I'm doing with them. I was going to see if my email signed me up. I don't even know how to sign into them. We'll figure it out, though. I could go back through my emails and kind of backtrack my way. But they're supposed to be like, you could like pay someone through that name, right? So you can just be like at samuelprice.eth, and like that's an actual ETH address. That's how I'm looking at it, right? We could say, but I do have some. I know, so irresponsible. I just get things on the low. I'm like, yeah, grab that. And I'm like, what do I need that for? I'm like, I'll use it when the time is right. And you could just tweet it. You could just Google this yourself or chat GPT it. And they'll tell you, right? Everything you need to know. Unstoppable domains are different from traditional web domains because they're different technology and have different functionalities. Before purchasing your first domain, entering the Web3 territory, it's important to understand what you can and cannot do. Right, crypto users have been looking for ways to make peer-to-peer crypto transfers more accessible and reduce any chance of misspelling the crypto wallet's address. Unstoppable domains have been created to not only solve that problem, but to help online users step into Web3. Here's everything that there is to know about unstoppable domains. Why I need human-readable crypto addresses? Well, it's so easy. And, what is an unstoppable domain? It was first launched in 2018 as a San Francisco-based company that aims to connect Web 2 and Web 3 using blockchain domains. Unstoppable Domains, co-founded by Matthew Gould, Bogdan Gusiev, Bradley Kam, and Braden Pezhevsky. Gould is the company's CEO and oversees a team of 100 people. An unstoppable domain is a web address that can be connected to a blockchain. It does not use domain services like traditional webs, instead using a blockchain-based solution called Crypto Name Service. The service provides... Wow, I'm not feeling good at all. Tough. Honestly, didn't think I would be able to stand here or sit here. I'm actually sitting. I can't believe I'm sitting. I'm always at my stand-up desk. This is insane. Shout out to the 682 people on the live, 371 likes, $46.26 in chat revenue. And I'm a little calmer today. As you can see, I just don't have it in me to push like I usually do with, Sammy, come on, Hattie, ready, blah, 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 blah. I just don't have it. I don't have it. I'm down and out. I'm down and out. So let's talk about Bitcoin dominance real quick. I'll delete all my older work. And, a lot of times you're going to get up to that 200 SMA. I don't see how we won't on the weekly. Even though we're getting extended, it's likely that we could get up. And you can see that there's this resistance point that we got back above. But then there's this major area of resistance that we've been having trouble getting back into. Then you could go lower. So it's all about this, it's all about this idea here. And honestly, if this pumps up and another bank collapses, Bitcoin dominance is going to rip. It's going to hurt the altcoins, and you're going to see a massive move for Bitcoin. And I'm more bullish on Bitcoin than bearish based on the 3-day chart, right? And then we could get all the way back up here too. That's our next big entry at 61. Could Bitcoin dominance get back to 61%? That's a good tweet, everyone. We could send that tweet out. Do you think Bitcoin dominance could get back up to 61%? What are the odds? Let me know, right, on Twitter. So, something to think about. And there's our short finally getting crushed back down, and they're liquidating some longs now for Bitcoin, right? But now we're at 452. Shorts now up 6%, kind of flat. It's a flat day. And we have CPI data, I believe, coming out not too long from now. And then we have to know what they're going to do with the rates, right? So they were pretty strange with the rates and all that too. It wasn't like the best couple of weeks in information. So, and when's our next CPI release? Released on May 10th at 8:30. So we got that tomorrow. So that's got the markets freaked out. All right. CPI data is scheduled to be released on May 10th, and that's the consumer price index, how much things are costing. I'll tell you, when I go to the store now, everything is more expensive. My wife says it all the time. We buy something that used to cost us $40. It feels like we cannot leave the supermarket without spending over $100 every single time we do anything. Yeah, we want people to succeed in my trading group. Like, that's how my business does well, if everybody makes money and succeeds. So, all right, crypto security firm DINS adds biometric support to the wallet development toolkit. The addition will allow wallet developers to incorporate Face ID, fingerprints, and other convenient authentication methods in their products. As much as I like it and don't like it, because I just feel like that database can hold your retina and your fingerprint. And like, if it ever gets hacked, then people can put it wherever they want. Institutional interest in crypto is maturing, says Cantor Fitzgerald's Hand. It may look and feel like crypto has lost its shine for institutional investors, but their interest is still there and to stay, and may even be maturing, according to Cantor Fitzgerald's Elliot Hahn. Hahn, who leads the firm's crypto, blockchain, and digital assets investment banking, told CNBC's Crypto World that those who have remained in crypto are exploring its different use cases. Oh, it's only a matter of time, I think, that more and more people are going to jump on in. All right? More and more people are going to jump on in. And Bitcoin falls decisively below key levels as Binance woes weigh on crypto. That's just a kind of a FUD piece, in my humble opinion. Nicola plans to go in new directions, but the stock is down. Nicola, stock is down after the first quarter reporting Tuesday morning. I don't know what Nicola is. Temper Sealy to buy a large retail partner matches for $4 billion. They're still in the game. It's just some funny. This is Barron's, really. And crypto options liquidity provider OOBIT market offers Bitcoin and gold hybrid derivative. That's pretty cool. I like that. And that brings me to OOBIT, which actually has its own little thing going on. If we look at OOBIT, right? This thing's cool. It's an app you can download, and you can like buy and sell things with cryptocurrency on the back end. Nobody even really has to pay attention to what's going on, and nobody realizes what you're doing. Like, what I mean is it's you know, you can send friends money through crypto, but you'll never realize. Like, it's an app, and it works really good. In-store payments with crypto and unbelievable Apple Pay experience, thanks to its cutting-edge payments technology and the magic it does behind the scenes. The chart doesn't look amazing, right? But I like the concept. Aaron Miller's OOBIT's co-founder and CEO is a blockchain early adopter with a specialization in high-performance technology development and marketing. Eric Song is an experienced equities and future trader with over 20 years of experience. After starting his career in proprietary trading firms and global macro strategies, he confidently progressed to manage substantial portfolio in a billion-dollar hedge fund with a global macro strategy, Asian Genesis in asset management. But OOBIT, OBT, I think that's what someone asked about earlier today, right? I think that's what you were asking about when you asked about OBT. I could have been wrong, but I like what OOBIT's doing. I just, you know, it's down to the dumps here, but I like what it's doing. And I like its use case, and I like what it's presenting to the world. So, hey, this could continue to the upside. It's showing some signs of life. I love that. I downloaded the app, but I didn't have a chance to like get the whole thing set up. It also just has low liquidity. Like, I would never trade something like this that you just doesn't have full candles. Never. You would never see me trading something like this at all. But like, just, you know, I would buy the actual app though and use the app for what it's worth and see if more people can get into the liquidity on this. But this is just, I don't like what I'm seeing on the charts, but it does have hidden bullish divergence, and it has lack of bearish momentum in the MACD, and it could keep going, but this is OOBIT. OOBIT. All right. And that brings me to the other news here as we're cruising through for Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah. And I'm trying. I use the word sophomoric. Sophomoric. See, I didn't realize there was an O there. And sophomoric is of characters of a sophomore, exhibiting great immaturity and lack of judgment. Something sophomoric, right? That's just like an idea that, like, and I want to move away from doing stuff like that. If even me, like, I make mistakes. So, shout out to you, man. I love you. I'm sorry. Apologize. I woke up today like very, 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 very sick, and just like not in the best of moods. I'll be honest with everybody. A lot of times I wake up, yeah, let it go. But you know what? We still have a beautiful life. I'm still alive, right? You know, I lost my father, super sick. It just, I can't hear out my ears. My jaw hurts. My back hurts. My ears hurt. My head hurts. Heck, my knees hurt. And my back is absolutely killing me. Whenever I get a fever or I get sick, my back, just like my lower back, same thing. And it's happened to me like 8 or 9 times in the last 10 years. and I just get absolutely bent out of shape. I woke up in so much pain, and I couldn't sleep either. I've been up since 4 a.m., unable to really get a nice sleep. And when you're sick, like, that's all you want is a nice sleep, right? So, okay. Yeah, I definitely think I could go to see a chiropractor. I think that'd be a good look. All right, let me just see what's up with the news. We got some more news to bring you, more concentrated news from CoinDesk and CoinDesk. Bitcoin's BRC20 explosion, all right, sends users scrambling for options, including Lightning Network. The effects of the BRC20 mints range from halting Bitcoin withdrawals on Binance to frustration with sudden high costs of making Bitcoin payments in places like Africa and South America. So because everyone else is hogging them to make ordinals, people can't use it for what they need to use it for. A lucky miner raked in 6.7 Bitcoin, or almost 200,000 in transaction fees on Sunday night, exceeding Bitcoin's current block subsidy of 6.25. An extremely rare occurrence that illustrates how a recent burst of activity on the blockchain related to ordinals protocol has led to soaring costs for users. And, you know, that's the thing. Blockchains still need to be tweaked. Bitcoin was never really meant to be used like this, too. It's more like a store of value. So to see it being used the way it is, it got, you know, it's got a bunch of people on edge a little bit. All these new tokens have quickly exploded in popularity, but at steep cost. They've congested the Bitcoin network and pushed it to its operational limits, offering a real-world test of how the world's first and largest blockchain might cope with the need to scale rapidly. But, like, this is just not what it was used for, though. You know, I'm in between. I saw people saying, hey, we can't do these ordinals anymore, it's horrible, to being just like, you know what? I believe we can solve any problem, and I have no fear. And we could use the Lightning Network, and you would be surprised how fast, but it means people need to build. And what it does is it puts Bitcoin on the spotlight and makes people want to build back into Bitcoin. So I think it's a good thing every time you see some frustration, because it means you're going to fix things, get them done right, and it's going to move forward. Binance NFT Marketplace adds support for Bitcoin NFTs. The leading cryptocurrency exchange will allow NFT collectors to purchase the tokens on the Binance network directly through their Binance accounts, bypassing the need to create a separate wallet for inscriptions. That's really nice. But the fact that most of us can't use Binance kind of isn't fun. Maybe Binance US will have that. I don't think so. But that'd be cool to see ordinals and Binance NFTs later in May. Through an exact date was not announced. This is a big deal. And Binance is always at the forefront to service people. And if they see a new product or new thing coming out, they're so quick to act. One of the fastest, most innovative companies in the world, in my opinion. Galaxy Digital posted 134 million quarter profit on strong showing for the crypto market. The figure compares with the net loss of 111 million a year earlier period, and a 288 million in the fourth quarter. They're still down, but they're coming back up. Cryptocurrency-focused financial services firm Galaxy Digital returned to the black in the first quarter for the first time since end of 2021 as the crypto market rebounded. The New York-based company reported 134 million in net income for the 3 months ending in March, compared with net losses of 111 a year ago and 280 million in the fourth quarter. Following the turbulent 2020, bought to ahead of the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX in November. So, hey, there was a lot of FUD, man. There was a lot of FUD. And this is interesting. El Salvador grants a digital asset license to Bitfinex. That's a big deal. Bitfinex is going to be in El Salvador. And, yeah, crypto media outlet Blockworks raises $12 million at $135 million valuation. Crypto media outlet Blockworks has raised $12 million in funding round led by private equity from 10T Holdings at a $135 million post-money evaluation. The capital will be used to help expand the outlet's research, data analytics offering Blockworks research. Trump digital trading card project mints NFTs for winners of prizes. The same OpenSea wallet that sold the original images of the 45th president has minted the sweepstakes prize from a group Zoom call to a gala dinner. Gold ticket, 15 ETH. Wow. Winner. I don't know how this works, but although the former U.S. President Donald Trump non-fungible token collection sold out in December, its NFTs for sweepstake winners are now flooding the market. According to the data, the NFT marketplace OpenSea, the same wallet that sold the original NFTs, is minting tokens that serve as access passes to the sweepstake prizes touted during the launch of the Trump digital card collection. The token features images of Trump holding a sign resembling a ticket, listing the prizes promoted during the original mint. These include a group Zoom call, a gala dinner, and a hard copy cover of his book, All Journey Together. Interesting. Back in the limelight with NFTs. Pretty cool. And that's the news, everybody. And honestly, the market's a bit flat right now. 27,480 as Bitcoin just kind of goes sideways. Getting ready for CPI data tomorrow. I do not like to overtrade on CPI data. Usually a bad idea. We'll see what happens. Kind of mixed signals with the CPI data. So it's just like a Monday, Sunday into Monday. I don't overtrade on CPI data. So we talked about that. CPI data comes out tomorrow, usually around 8 a.m. Let's double check that again for you. Where did I have that going on? CPI data. I had it over here, not over there, over there, over here. There you go. And you can see it's going to come out on May 10th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So Meet Kevin always does a nice stream right there while I'm getting ready for the day. Always like to tune into Meet Kevin. Shout out to Meet Kevin. We love you. We've reached out for an interview. He has not responded back. If you could hit him up on Twitter, say the Crypto Lifer wants you, man. We're looking for you. Show him how big the following is. Show him how many people want to get down. And I think you'll realize that it's definitely worth it to chop it up with the lifer, right? So, hey, I'm going for big fish and not until we get him. I love Meet Kevin. He taught me a lot about real estate. I would love to hang out with him, get to know him a little bit, ask him some questions, and bring him on the show. So if you know him, or if you know someone that does know him, or if you're somehow connected, let me know. You know, send him a line, say, hey, Crypto Lifer is asking for you to be on the show. And that would be really cool. One day I asked him for an interview. He said, yeah, send us an email. But I know he's super busy, so it is what it is. All right. Be careful with these airdrops. Pepe is looking to break out of the falling wedge. If successful, I expect another big leg up. Photos cannot stop the Pepe army. Hey, we need something to keep it moving right now. Don't claim airdrops. They're all fake. They'll run through your account, and next thing you know, you won't have anything left. Just be super careful about this stuff. When Pepe on Coinbase, probably only a matter of time, but you never know. This is so special. He's like holding it so close. So nice. Follow me at Crypto Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate it at CryptoLifer33. Remember that. Also, we got the pinned comment there for MEXC if you want to jump in with no fees. It's really the place to be, and you can also jump in, don't forget, into this $2,500 USDT. 5 people are going to win $500. Already 2 people are allocated right now. As long as they keep it steady and keep going, they will be taking home 500 USDT, which is pretty awesome. So the top 5 people are going to get on in. This guy's up 736%, but he hasn't traded the right volume yet. And so that's kind of the key, like, right? He's up 730%, but maybe he's up $2, $3, $10. Like, we're not sure. Very small amount of money. So that's the idea. And you have to deposit 200 or more USD Tether, and then you have to trade more than 40,000 USDT, all right? And that's kind of how you'll be eligible to jump on in to be one of the lucky 5 that gets in for 500 beans. Also, my trading group is an amazing place to be. We found Pepe before anyone else. We found VMPX, which we did a 4X just in the last 3 days. There's money out here if you pay attention, okay? If you pay attention. And Dash is in an inverted head and shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised if Dash got some moves, got back above the 200 SMA and made a move to the upside. Dash is looking all right compared to the rest of the markets. And back into Bitcoin, we have this flag. To me, it just bearishly retested, and it's dropping back inside the flag. So it looks pretty ugly to me, right? And again, let's open this up. That's an M pattern too that's starting to drop down to the area. And this is another bear flag. And there's even like a shoulder head and a shoulder there. I'm still short. I don't see any reason not to be short. Have we broken back above this point of control? Maybe. But we just barely retested. And we're holding 27,500. We may bottom there, but it doesn't look amazing. It really doesn't. So only time will tell. But I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin could go even lower down to 27,148. So that is kind of the next target that I'm looking at. And I'm staying in the short. Also, we have a shoulder. We have a head, we have a right shoulder, and you lost the point of control, likely to come down to the volume area low at 27,161. So, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, and there's no guarantees that that's going to happen. All right? I just want to put that out there. No guarantees that that's going to happen, but it looks highly probable. This pattern breaks down 68% of the time. So does this bear flag. That's bearish confluence. Couldn't get back above the resistance too, and now you have another local area of resistance for Bitcoin. So again, we're holding steady, but I believe it's more likely that we break to the downside than to the upside, and that's just kind of our Bitcoin update. My measured moving ticket is at 27,150. I'm already in a short, as I showed you before, right? And I would like to build on the short a little bit here as it starts to rock and roll. We take a look here in the 15-minute and the 7 are both showing signs that the short could flop and continue to the downside. The 1 hour looks like it's just heading lower, right? And you're getting some bearish engulfing. So only a matter of time. It looks like we go definitely lower here. We'll look at our 7-minute and see what kind of flag we're in for Bitcoin. No strong bearish divergence or anything as well. Looks like the 7 may dump a little more. So what I'm going to do is just add a little more to this trade. All right, add a little more to the trade and open up the short. Okay, that's all. Nothing crazy. 13x, 150 bucks, trading about a contract size of 0.7 BTC. And there you go. All right, liquidation for this is going to be about 29,575, about $2,000 away. Highly likely we get liquidated. I'll always throw a stop loss in there, but I'm going to watch it closely and take some profits not too long from now. So here's the deal. TikTok next block, May 18th to the 20th on Miami Beach. Jump on in today. Use the LIFER code if you want to jump on in and buy a ticket. General admission is $9.49. It's worth every penny. You're going to meet all the awesome people in the space. You got to pay to play. I'm telling you right now. Then there's the after parties and the industry pass and more. So get excited. Get ready for Bitcoin Miami. I already have my flight ready. Always have my hotel booked. And I even have some backup sauce with my man, Board Type Crow, man. Can't wait to see you there, brother. Can't wait to see you there. Hope you make it. Hope everything works out. And I hope I'm ready to go, right? I fly out. No, I'm actually super excited. I fly out on the 17th. So I got a week and a day to recover. Looks like I'll definitely be right as rain by Friday, in my humble opinion. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, be careful trading because of CPI data tomorrow. It's going to have the whole market on edge. They're going to wait for that number. When that number comes out, we're going to see what happens after that. So just remember, heavy volatility on CPI data days. Just be super, super careful of what's happening. All right, we'll keep you privy to this information, and you'll know about it before everybody else. You'll get, your updates and all that fun stuff. So just, bear with us. Bear with the bears and hang out. Hang out. Wait, that's weird. What is that? Oh, these are these. No, there's like a black. It's like black right there. Oh, that's what's funny. Yeah. I gotta move down the green screen a little bit. All right. I don't know how I did it, but I got through it. 11:33, and as long as you will yourself to do things, you can do them no matter what. I tell you right now, an hour ago, I felt like I couldn't even move. But it's each and every one of you. I'm feeling your energy. I'm feeling your vibes, and it's helping me get through the day. Richard P., thank you, Lifer. Today, I officially fired my boss, and thanks to your teachings, I'm forever grateful. God bless you, man. God bless you, brother. All you need is a little bit of buffer room to get on out. Rose, Route, and ILV. We'll look at the super chats for Rose. We got time. Rose. But honestly, I wouldn't be trading. Oh, Rose got a little bit of a pump, huh? On the 7. But I wouldn't be trading anything really until I see Bitcoin, everything's going to follow Bitcoin, in my humble opinion. So look at Rose on the daily time frame. It's in this giant inverted head and shoulder, but it's really just consolidating. That's an accumulation zone. And I'd be wary of this, just kind of bouncing up and down. I don't see anything amazing happening to Rose. The markets aren't amazing. CPI data's got to come clear out the sauce, and then we can see where we go. Might get a bounce back to the upside, but I'm really not a fan right now. Daily could make a nice move. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. We're getting low on the RSI. It does say that we can get a move up. We might just come up and down and go sideways, though. If Rose pumped, it would take it to about 8, 9 tenths of a cent, which would be a nice gainer from 5 cents, but it's just Rose, man. I don't know. Right now, it doesn't seem like to be the coin to be in, but anything is possible. We'll look at Route here on. We'll look at Route here on, and it's bouncing off the bottom areas, and then we have this falling wedge here. Okay. Route might make a bump, but it's looking the same thing. You got the inverted head and shoulder. It would have to get the move. And even if it does that, you would have to believe in this project and just buy it up in accumulation. I don't see anything amazing coming out of Route right now. It could get that pump, but remember, Bitcoin is the king right now, and whatever happens to Bitcoin will affect the rest of the markets. Illuvium, we talked about it possibly getting up there, and it stopped out. I mean, all these coins are getting blasted. Really, it's hard to trade altcoins right now, I'll be honest, unless you're in the memes. And while we were into PEPE, I noticed a lot of these other coins were getting absolutely slaughtered. So just be careful. To me, we got to be somewhere at the bottom for Illuvium. It's a great project, right? You look for it to kind of come down a little lower, and it is oversold, but wow. It come back up here to about 128 from 45. That's a 3x. And you'd have to believe in this project. If you believe in it, then it's something you might want to gobble up. But, you know, I don't truly think that I would be buying Illuvium right now. I think there's other things out there that are going to be bigger in the next 2 years, but you never know. I could be wrong. And that's Illuvium for me. I'm not a huge fan of it. Could actually even go lower here. It's almost got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You see that? And that's like a bear flag, and we could drop even lower. I wouldn't be surprised if it made a lower low. So I'd be careful. People are selling these coins off. There's a lot of fear in the altcoins. All right. Love learning. What trading platform is Sam using right now for those charts that he's trading with and the exchange? I'm using TradingView, which is linked in the description below. I'm using Brave Browser, which is linked in the description below. And I'm using MEXC, which is the one that I put up here that I would love you to jump on into because they have the lowest maker and taker fees in the game. Right? You go to MEXC and you see lowest prices, right? Lowest fees. 0% spot maker and taker, 0% future maker fee, and a 0.02% taker fee. So just something to be wary of, something to be privy of, right? They got PEPE, they got Turbo, they got all the newest coins. You can even go to market and just see what they got going on and see what's up huge today. STN up 420%. AI coin up 325. 4 just went up 326. Pepe BNB up 300%. Pepe the Frog. There's so many of these now. Ribbit up 184. We talked about Ribbit yesterday, which is interesting. We went over it on the channel, and that thing's up pretty large and in charge. Revo Turbo up 57%, and we went over that yesterday too in the live. So interesting. You're still seeing some movement here on these smaller coins. All right, but that's kind of, you know, they don't really care about Bitcoin, so you look for that. You look for that price action. Max Global Token 2 is doing really well at 280. And this thing bumped up all the way up to 320. Came back down to 280, but it's looking pretty nice. MX token. All right, my head is absolutely pounding. Mix Trust. No, we want MX token. MEX. And that's MX right there. And that thing is just mooned. If you can see, it went on Moon City Parabolic. Just kept getting bought up to the upside. And this is, you know, people love this coin. They love the exchange. So there's a lot of action going on here. About a 26% gains coming out of MX. Right? If it can continue up back to 378, that would be awesome. Sawsome. Does it have a hidden bullish divergence in the 1 hour time frame? It does. That's like kind of swinging up. Well, that's overall swinging down. It tells you that the trend will continue to the upside. Let's look at our 4 hour time frame. Ready to rock too as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if the MEX Global token, which I do hold, I hold like a good amount of it, like 5 to 6 grand of it. I believe this thing can pump up 35.31% gains. And that would take us back to 369 to an all-time high, I believe, of this coin. So it's in price discovery. It's never been this high on the MEXC exchange. So something big is brewing there. If, you know, crypto is getting in the hands of so many people, and MEXC is really the one making those transactions with the zero spot maker and taker fees. Why not? So everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. And yeah, I appreciate you jumping on in, and I'll see you tomorrow for another live stream. God bless you all. God bless my dad. Celebrate my dad's life. He's with me always. I won't cry anymore. There's just no reason to, because I know he's with God and big things are happening. So shout out to you all. I don't know why this little thing just keeps slipping down. My nice little black polka dot. And I'm wearing a black. I kept it extra G today, right? You can see I'm pretty beat. Look how red my face is. It's like, whoa. Guy looks like he got hit by a 4x4. Anybody, I love you all. Thank you for being here. And I'll catch you on the next live. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Make me